Hello, this is Rebecca Powers with Sterling-Lancaster Community Television. I'm here at Animal Shelter Inc. in Sterling. Melissa Snitzer, the shelter manager, is away, so we will be showing an interview clip from a previous episode of Pawdoption. This is Vinny. He's 8 months old. He is a shepherd mix. He loves toys. He's very sweet. Vinny would make a great family dog. This is baby Ruth. He's a hound lab mix. He's 12 weeks old. He's very friendly and affectionate. He loves toys and he's energetic. This is Riff Raff. He's 13 weeks old. He's a lab shepherd mix. He's friendly, affectionate, but a little bit shy. This is Charm. She's a hound mix, 12 weeks old. She would be great for an active family. She's sweet and friendly. This is Slim. He's 5 months old. He's a lab mix. He's shy. We would recommend that he go somewhere with no small children.
Melissa, when it comes down to it, what should people do when they need to surrender their dog?
If there are no other options and a family does decide that the only option is to rehome their dog, the first step would be just check with your friends and your relatives to see if anyone is able to take your pet for you. Maybe they even know your pet fairly well, so they would adjust to being in a home with familiar people a little bit better. If you've tried everyone, all your relatives and friends, and no one is able to take the animal that you need to rehome, then your next step would be to contact some shelters and or rescue groups to see if that is a possibility for your pet. The most important thing is to make sure that the animal is friendly if you're going to be putting it into a shelter. Animals that are aggressive or really, really scared don't do well in a shelter environment. A rescue situation with a foster home might be a better option for an animal that has some shyness issues or just very nervous or afraid. And then, so if you decide that your animal will come to a shelter in order to find a new home, the first step would be usually they want to see the medical records. So whatever vet that you've been taking your animal to, you would call them up and have them fax the records over. And then, depending on the shelter that you're looking at, they may have to wait until there's a space available for your pet. So one of the most important things would be don't wait until the last minute to try to find a place for your pet. If you're moving and you have a certain date that you have to move by, try finding a home for your animal at least a month ahead of time. If you wait until the day before, shelters could be full, friends and family might not be able to take the pet, and then that just puts you in a stressful situation.
Now, are there any don'ts of surrendering? I'm sure there are don'ts of surrendering your dogs. What are they?
So one thing that we highly, highly recommend is do not put your animal on Craigslist. A lot of Craigslist ads will say free to a good home, and a lot of animals, unfortunately, that are put on Craigslist as free to a good home end up in worse situations than they would have, had the owners kept the animal or had they gone to a shelter. There are people that specifically check Craigslist all the time for animals that are going to be used as bait animals for fighting or are going to be sold to laboratories for testing. So I really, really encourage people not to use something like Craigslist to try to find their animal a new home. It's very dangerous. And then one other thing to think about if you are looking for a new home for your animal is that if your animal has bitten anyone, a shelter is really not able to take your animal. So if you rehome your animal on your own, you are also liable if the animal bites someone else and you already knew that your dog or cat bites people. So that's something that you really have to think about, and that's kind of a special situation if your animal is, say, nervous around people and has a tendency to maybe bite.